Agents are set to move into the Windy City for an immigration crackdown, and it's putting Chicago leaders on edge, like this one. Illinois Governor JB Pritzker insists he doesn't want federal troops in Chicago, arguing the city is safe. That comes despite a bloody Labor Day weekend. It left 8 dead, more than 50 injured. But instead of teaming up with the president, who could fix all of this, Pritzker would rather taunt him.
He seems a little obsessed with me and with Chicago. Maybe he's got Pritzker derangement syndrome.
Part of the elements of fascination for people over the last period of time has been what's happened to D.C. So we've gone from one of the most dangerous cities in our country to what they call a safe city. It's a totally safe city. In fact, I set up dinner in Washington, D.C. next week. I wouldn't have done that, to be honest. I would have had an obligation not to do it before I came into office, or even at the very beginning when things were so corrupt and so dangerous out on the streets. So Washington, D.C. has had virtually no crime.
That was President Trump revealing he's set up for dinner in Washington, D.C. next week after his successful crime crackdown severely reduced the violence in our nation's capital. Now, that comes amid the showdown in Chicago that you're looking at. At any moment, ICE agents are set to move into the Windy City for an immigration crackdown, and it's putting Chicago leaders on edge, like this one. Illinois Governor JB Pritzker insists he doesn't want federal troops in Chicago, arguing the city is safe. That comes despite a bloody Labor Day weekend.
It's strange that any government official wouldn't want a cleanup of illegal immigrants in their own city. You know, if the federal government was coming in and they were taking away regular citizens, yeah, that's a huge problem. But if you're failing to take care of the problems within your state, yes, it is the responsibility of the federal government. Of course. Unfortunately, yeah, you've messed up. And the fact that these people don't want that to happen tells you all you need to know.
Left 8 dead, more than 50 injured. But instead of teaming up with the president, who could fix all of this, Pritzker would rather taunt him.
Labor Day weekend, 8 dead, however many she just said injured, 15 injured.
He seems a little obsessed with me and with Chicago. Maybe he's got Pritzker derangement syndrome. Part of their kind of nefarious plan is begin with ICE, cause mayhem.
No, everyone has Democrat fatigue is the problem. Everybody's fatigued with these Democrats that just love crime, love illegal immigration. It's enough is enough.
I'm on the ground, and by doing that, say that there's a need for military troops on the ground to protect ICE. We're going to immediately go to court. If National Guard or other military troops are deployed to the city of Chicago, immediately go to court. The future of our democracy, the future of America is on the line.
Okay, so Jessica, he used the word nefarious plan. Apparently it's nefarious.
It's funny that they always say it's the future of democracy. It's a threat to democracy. They always say the same thing. And they're the ones who are the threat to democracy. It's hysterical.
To send ICE agents to arrest criminal illegal immigrants. And I'm curious if it's nefarious to people like the woman, 37-year-old woman. ICE arrests criminal illegal alien who concealed and abused the body of a missing woman. She was found in a container. There's also an illegal immigrant in Chicago accused of shooting a Jewish man. Is it nefarious to these people who, in some cases, lost their lives to go arrest the people who might perpetually kill others?
Yeah. Like,
no.
What?
Take them away. Everyone's in agreement
So
about
you're
those
for the
people.
plan.
Well, no, because the plan won't be
No, she's not for the plan. Okay.
that. This is what's been going on since Donald Trump came back into an office. You advertise that that's the plan, and then you go to Home Depot and you go to immigration court and you pick up people who are, yes, here illegally, but have committed no crime on U.S. soil.
They're here illegally, but committed no crime on U.S. soil. Let's just say that again. They're here illegally, but committed no crime on U.S. soil. Does she not know what the word illegal means? You're here illegally. That is the crime.
And and have just been hardworking folks that are here for the American dream, and a lot of them have American children. So that's what's been happening and why he's completely underwater on immigration. In terms of militarizing these cities, D.C. is very different than what he wants to try to do in Chicago. And I hear, the residents want it, the residents want it. There's on Kendall Reed, who's a gun violence mediator in South Side of Chicago. We need mental health resources, job opportunities to stop school closures. Send those people in. Don't send the military in. Donald Trump has been cutting budgets for mental health. And as far as the job opportunities, I'm sure you saw the jobs number this morning. A big disappointment, even Kevin Hass had admitted it. Only added 22,000 jobs in August, expected 75K. We had a downward revision for June to minus 13,000. Haven't had that since December.
This is called a red herring. Literally,
No,
the
it's not.
Chiron
Literally-
talks about crime and you pivot to jobs.
I read you something from someone who's talking about the military and crime and then saying, how about we get a job opportunity? Also, that voters went out and they put Donald Trump in because they thought he was going to, quote unquote, fix the economy. And the exact opposite has happened. You can make people
We're talking about crime. Look at her face. Shocked. We're talking about crime.
shoot others less. You can bring down crime by giving people job opportunities and a better economic future. And
Yeah, that's all criminals need is jobs.
Right.
Because they'll just stop shooting each other
No,
if they
they'll
get a
stop
job.
stealing from
Where have you
people in
heard that
neighborhoods.
before?
Right. And, Jesse, we saw today Janine Pirro give this stellar press conference where she exhibited the rage the nation feels.
In my last video, I got not this woman, but the last woman mixed up with someone else. I'm sorry to whoever that lady was, but it was the other lady. This lady sucks.
The loss of a 21-year-old intern. We've seen losses like this across the country. I think people stand on that side.
They do. And jobs are down because the illegals are gone. When you leave, 2 million illegals leave the country, you're not going to have as many people working. And the people that are working are Americans, Jessica.
And that number will be revised. I wonder if they'll be talking about the revised number in a few
When
months.
he gets the right person in the job?
Maybe.
Okay.
All right, so let's stick with the theme, though. Because when you don't act and someone else has to come in and act for you, you look weak. And when you go to court and argue that Donald Trump is too powerful, you look weak. Donald Trump is a man of action, and he's taking bold action because he has a mandate to fight crime and illegal immigration because the Democrats booted it so badly. And if he moves on the streets. You see it, you hear it, you smell it, you can touch it. The Democrats make moves in court. What are they? They go to court, they hire a lawyer to argue on their behalf. Something happens in court, there's no
Pays for it too. Taxpayer.
cameras, and the next day a journalist writes about it in a newspaper that nobody reads. That's the problem with you guys. Nothing you do is affecting anybody because it doesn't even appear anywhere. Donald Trump's building things, he's arresting people, he's knocking boats out of the water, and you guys are arguing about extrajudicial banana jammas in court. Now, the Democrats need to stop saying Donald Trump's obsessed. Because, I don't know, in the last week, Donald Trump's gone after Maduro, Modi, Putin, Massey, Newsom in court. Now, the Democrats need to stop saying Donald Trump's obsessed.
Yeah, they definitely got to stop saying he's obsessed. They've been obsessed with him for the past almost decade now. But probably a decade now. They've been obsessed with the man for a decade, yeah. They can't be saying that. They can't. Unfortunately, they can't say that.
Because, I don't know, in the last week, Donald Trump's gone after Maduro, Modi, Putin, Massey, Newsom, everybody. And this guy Pritzker, who needs to lose a little weight, is saying he's obsessed with me? No. The Democrats should start obsessing with people besides Donald Trump. Pick somebody else besides this guy. He's not the only man in the world. Go after the drug cartels, the gangs. Go after the predatory lenders. Go after the nasty insurance companies. Go after somebody else besides this guy because he's like the sun. And the only way you guys can get any attention is if he shines on you.
Yeah, Greg, I think that's spot on. I think JB Pritzker wants Donald Trump to be obsessed with him.
It's silly. It's Captain Fatty Pants is guilty of projection. That's all Democrats do. Trump is obsessed with you, says a Democrat belonging to a party so completely fixated on this guy that they ignored every major issue, whether it was the border, whether it was crime or the economy, they let all that slide because they were fixated on Trump to a point where they actually sided with sex traffickers and spousal abusers. By claiming that Trump is obsessed with them, they deflect from the actual issue that Trump is exposing, making it again about Trump. He's like a guy that gets arrested for robbing a bank and then blames the bank for lax security. The bottom line is, in every single story, the viewer has the freedom to discount all analysis, all criticism, all spin, because the people complaining are not the people being affected by the crime, the border, or the economy. They're, in fact, the people who discounted your concerns for 4 years about the crime, the border, the economy. So pay attention instead to the citizens who are responding based on their own experiences. Crime is down, streets are safer, they're happier. The Dems aren't. All the cable news channels, they're in hysteria except for Fox News. That's because for them, good news is kryptonite.
You know, and Sandra, I think Pritzker and Newsom are having this little battle. They both want Trump more obsessed with them because it propels them for 2028. And there's this battle going on.
I fear.
No, that's for sure. I mean, if you got Donald Trump talking about you, it's a instant news story. And I mean, Democrats, like I said, are obsessed with Donald Trump. They've been obsessed with him forever. They can't focus on any issue without directly involving Trump. It's a major turnoff. They don't do anything.
Jessica, you just played right into Republicans' hands again with your argument about the economy. President Trump has been, pretty hard on the Federal Reserve Chair, Jerome Powell, to lower those interest rates, to get lenders lending again, to get people buying cars again, to get people building homes and buying homes again. If the job market was so weak, the Federal Reserve Chair should certainly be in a position to lower interest rates. He has not. He's got a dual mandate, right? It's inflation and it is employment. He keeps saying the employment picture is strong. So you should address that with Jay Powell. 70 people were shot in Chicago over Labor Day weekend. That happens every weekend in Chicago. We have people on our
70 people is insane. The mayor should be calling for the military himself, for the National Guard. Like 70 people. These aren't serious people. They need to be taken care of. This is insane.
program, America Reports in the afternoon, all week this week. Residents in that city begging for the federal government to come in and help. It's a war zone. Many of them will describe that. We had
the citizens need to be taken care of. These politicians need to be voted out like ASAP.
Democrat Alderman Raymond Lopez on. He said it's absolutely asinine, the position that Democrats are taking with crime in the Windy City, a city I know very well, grew up and was raised there. We had another alderman who said he's lived in, he was a Democrat. He's left the party. He's lived in Chicago 67 years, he said. He said he had to leave the party. The Democrats have deserted him. They've gone too far to the left. P. Ray Easley, you probably know her well. She's an advocate for the federal government coming to the city to help. She says children are dying in the streets there. She said somebody has to care about us. In her words on my show, she said Democrats would rather score a win than ensure the safety of the residents of this city. I mean, somebody's got to listen to these people.
And we will see first ICE, and we will see if he invokes Title 10. We're watching.
Yeah, and she's absolutely right. You know, Democrats, we're going to take Donald Trump to court. When you have your own citizens saying we need help, we need safety, we need, security. And these Democrats they want to import a bunch of illegals into the city, make it worse for everyone, and then say it's Trump's fault. He's got to come clean it up. Interesting. Well, yeah, it'll be very interesting to see if Democrats can continue this political viewpoint, because I don't see it helping them in any way come the midterms and then in 2028, but it'll definitely be interesting to watch. Hey, if you made it to this point in the video, we're at the end now, so you must have liked it. Hit me with a like and subscribe, and I'll check you in the next video. Peace.